All right, here we go. 21st century Judaism. The Deuteronomy, uh, chapter 6, verse 4 and 5. Uh, God is one God. God is one. And to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. I usually abbreviate it by calling just loving God with all your faculties, with all your being, with everything you have, not holding anything back. Um, the God of monotheism is claimed to be omnipotent, omniscient, and uh, omnipresent. So this God is supposedly present everywhere, is all the power that exists, and is all knowing. And if this God does exist, this God must know all the particles in my fingernail and my finger and all the rest of my being, must know all the movement of all the protons and neutrons and electrons, and it must be all the power and all this atomically charged energy that we are and are part of. Uh, and it must be all that power, and it must know all things. And if it's omnipresent, then it must be present in my finger, must be present in every part of my being and your being. And we are surrounded by the presence of this monotheistic God that is one, and we should put no other idols or gods ahead or before or even part of. So to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength means to love all things with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, because the presence of God, uh, even in your enemies, uh, it doesn't exist outside of that. So remain loving in the presence of God wherever you are. Um, is the new, the 21st century version of Judaism. There's a bunch of rituals that come along with stereotypical Jewish practices, and if all those rituals are are not mechanical, because you can teach a dog or a dolphin or a chimpanzee or and when it comes to words, you can teach a parrot how to repeat different phrases. So having rituals does not separate a person um, as something divine. But if any ritual is done with the act of loving God, every movement is made. If washing your hands becomes a loving, a loving act, if any ritual you're performing, whether it's kneeling or standing or walking or keeping the Sabbath holy or whatever the rituals are, um, if they're done with love, complete love, then that's a beautiful thing. But if it becomes mechanical, it's something you're doing just because you have to do it or you've been told to do it, then you're lost. You're losing your soul. You're becoming a robot. You're becoming a machine. You're not living as a child of God. You're carrying on a loving relationship with your Creator. Your Creator put you here. Your Creator gave you all the will power, all the desires and drives to seek uh, cool when you're hot and warmth when you're cold, and to eat and to drink. It gives you thirst, hunger. We didn't give ourselves all these drives. Our Creator put those in us, and they're the will to breathe, breathing, and all the functions of our brain and our hearing and all our faculties, this sense of smell, has all been given to us. It's all a gift. Um, we don't have anything to do with it. Those are just we can breathe in and smell the air, we can intentionally focus on our scent or our sight or our hearing or our voice or our touch or our presence. But uh, all the perceptions and all the feelings and all the visualizations have all been given to us, and they're all being maintained by our Creator. If God is the creator of all things, then God must be creating our ears, eyes, nose. Not just have created it. It's continued. God continues to create us. We're continuous creations of God. Uh, if omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience, and being the creator of all things are correct. Now, from a scientific point of view, the omniverse, which I call the omniverse, in case there's other alternate universes, um, fits the bill of the same bill. That everything around you, everything is composed of atomic energy. From a scientific or atheistic point of view, you've got energy, amazing amounts of energy prowling around us. We're surrounded by an amazing. We are composed of an amazing energy. Um, and everything, all the background and all the chair I'm sitting in and all the air I'm breathing, everything's composed of amazing atomic energy. And we are one with that, whether we like it or not. Um, by loving God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, you are agreeing and aligning yourself with the will of God. You're becoming one with the will of your Creator. Again, your Creator is constantly creating you. So when I'm mentioning Creator, you are being created. I am being created as I'm speaking. Um, I'm not saying I'm speaking the voice of God in a more deep sense, but I'm speaking all my thoughts and ideas, even if they're errant or ignorant, are the products of our Creator. And we're moving into and living in an amazing energy field. And to love that, to love all things, to love everything and everywhere you are, is to be in perfect harmony and to fulfill the drives of our inner being, which is the being, the presence of our Creator, God, who put us here. He's keeping us here. He's keeping our heart beating in all our functions, our inner organs and our blood flow and our skin uh, generation, regeneration, healing processes. All those things are all going on without our. We can interfere with it or we can help it, but they're going on without us. And if we get out of the way, we can allow um, the process, allow the inner being. I usually like to use the analogy or the little thing. Just hold your breath for a little while and see how long you can do it. How long your will can withstand the will of your Creator, who put you here and has you here for a purpose. Um, and you're being guided to do things, to fulfill things, and you're being guided to find love and harmony, being driven towards love and harmony with God. So that fits your animal instincts, your the human instincts are driving us, to find loving harmony with our world. Um, and this because God is omnipresent. God is, and we're going to throw in that God is infinite, not finite. It's not something we can understand. If we can understand the spirit or the energy around us, and we can live in harmony with the little world we live in our little the little world as far as we can perceive. and that goes wherever we go. We can remain I'm not too sure I want to use the term bubble of love wherever we go, carry that essence around with us. But this is what it means to be uh, Jewish in the 21st century, is to be in loving harmony with your Creator, loving harmony with the world around you, being at peace, and finding the joy of living, the joy of being human, the joy of being a child of God, uh, by agreeing and aligning yourself with the will uh, within you to find love and harmony. Using love and harmony as your goal, as your guide, whenever you're angry, jealous, insecure, fearful, violent tendencies, when anything like that is toxic, that is not God's will. That is corruption of God's will. That's if there's a devil, then that's the devil intervening. So continuously reeling in any frustrations or perversions or twisted paths, reeling in all those paths and realigning yourself to the narrow path of loving God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength. This is what it means to be a Jew in the 21st century. So there you go. All right.